You know that, we're Aquarians.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be this way.
I'm here with Coach Kasie of the TheraPro Method. Go ahead and introduce yourself for me, Coach Kasie.
Yeah, so my name is Kasie Tedrick. I'm a licensed massage therapist, a licensed massage therapy instructor. I'm a CrossFit coach, a strength and conditioning specialist, all kinds of things. I'm a lot of things to a lot of people.
That's really cool. So tell me, how did you, where does your passion come from? Because obviously you're passionate about the human body, passionate about helping people. What really was the initial catalyst with your upbringing that you feel like really drove a lot of that core value?
Oh man, and the upbringing, I think probably I was an ugly duckling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of chunky. I had like a hard bowl cut. I had really messed up teeth. Like I just wasn't, I'm sure if you look now at my pictures, you know, you'd probably be like, oh, you were like a cute kid. But like I was just kind of the ugly duckling, and I grew up with all boys. And so all of my cousins and my brother, they were just like lean and athletic and like just these like powerhouses. And I was like, I want to be like them. Like they're so cool, right? Like you're a child, you don't know. And when I got into middle school, it's probably when I was like the biggest. And I was like, I don't want to be this way. My mom, I love my mom to death, but she struggled with her weight her whole life. She's also diabetic, and she has just a ton of like health issues. And so I was caught between this, like, here are my really cool athletic powerhouse cousins, and then here's my mom. Yeah. And like I said, I love my mom, but I didn't want those problems. And so I was like, how do I solve this? And so my, young adolescent mind was like, I need to be active, I need to get fit. And I'd always loved sports, and I just focused on trying to become better at my sports, but also there was definitely that part of me that was putting in the effort of like, if I do this, then this will help me, be lean and be healthy. And so that's kind of the direction I went, and I became kind of obsessed with exercise at a very young age, because it was this really cool thing where like you could change your body. You could change your body. You could morph yourself into something other. And with that also came this kind of like mental fortitude. And so that's probably where it comes from. Probably not the most like mentally healthy thing, right? But like, I think that's where a lot of us start, and we kind of find our way to something that's a little more sustainable and healthy. But yeah, that's probably where it started.
That's great. I feel like I resonate with that very hard.
Yeah.
And how did you get into massage?
Yeah, so I had a really bad back injury when I was 26. I was very young. I was competing in CrossFit, and I was just kind of being dumb, and I sustained this back injury, and I was doing my best to work through it myself. And I started seeing a massage therapist, and even with just the massage therapy, my massage therapist at the time, he helped me out a ton. He also pointed me in a direction of a local chiropractor. And so I started seeing this chiropractor, and what was really interesting about this chiropractor was that there was actually very little, like in my brain, what I would call chiropractic care. In other words, like adjustments. There was very little adjustments happening, and everything else was these manual therapy techniques, the scraping, the cupping, joint mobilizations, and not like thrusting, not like HVLAs, but like they would take like mulligan techniques. So they'd take this belt and wrap it around my hip and kind of like move my hip and try to get like what I now know is the arthrokinematics moving better, like the joint motion better. But they were doing all these manual techniques, and I was just seeing such like substantial improvement. And they were also helping me with like the rehab side and like giving me exercises and correctives to do on my own. But amazing. I was seeing just such huge improvement with these manual techniques. And so after I recovered from that back injury, I was like, I need to understand this. Yeah. I need to understand what's happening here. Like, what is it about these manual techniques that is improving my movement and making me feel better? And it was just that curiosity that led me to like, I want to learn manual techniques, and the easiest way to do that was through massage therapy school. Went through massage therapy school and still had a lot of questions. Yeah. And then it was just the curiosity of just trying to answer those questions and just constantly seeking that information.
Great. That's really cool. Let's see. So the TheraPro Method emphasizes integration, a lot of anatomy knowledge, a lot of kinesiology knowledge. How did you come from being a massage therapist fresh into this fresh into moving the body, touching the body, to what you have today with this TheraPro Method program that you're releasing, which we're the first class. That is so cool. That's
y'all
really
are.
cool.
You're the very first class.
How did you come up with the idea and formulate this? Like, what was the process, and how long have you been working on this?
This has been a process. This has probably been 3 years or so in the making, maybe a little bit more. But I went through massage therapy school, and as somebody who had prior education, so my bachelor's is in kinesiology.
Oh, amazing.
So I had a lot of information already about how a human body should move. I had a really good foundation in anatomy and physiology going into massage therapy school. And when I came out of massage therapy school, I was like, that could be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not to like shit on massage therapy education, but here in Texas we have a 500-hour program.
Okay.
And 50 of those hours are your internship. So you have 450 hours in the classroom and, you know, learning. And most of what you learn is the Swedish techniques. Depending on your school, every school's a little bit different. You learn basics of, you know, AMP, anatomy and physiology. You get 50 hours of kinesiology, and you learn just enough on pathology to know when not to work on somebody. There's no time spent in trying to figure out somebody's movement, right? And to me, that was like just a huge gap of like, why are we not spending more time learning how to assess bodies? We're working on people's bodies, and people are coming to us with pain and injury sometimes. Not all the time, like some people just want a relaxing massage, and that's fine too. But oftentimes, you're the first stop for when somebody has this little pain that they don't know how to deal with or that just won't go away. Why are we not teaching how to assess that and what to do about it and how to take that assessment and let it guide our therapies?
Yeah.
And so this really started as soon as I came out of massage therapy school.
Okay.
And then from there, I started teaching at the school that I went to because I excelled in the program, and they were like, you already know all this. Like, can we get you back so you can teach people? I was a tutor while I was in school because the kinesiology, of course, like having a background in kines, like, and that's the subject that most people really struggle with. And so they just saw that I just had that information already, and they were like, come back and teach this class for us. And so I did, and that's where I started to try to shape the education at that ground level. But even still, I had to work within like the red tape, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of, this has probably been like 3 years in the making.
I love how you promote a lot of the manual therapists to really get a movement-based education, because I initially, and I think this was all just the universe handing me pieces that I needed. The first thing I did right when I got out of school was actually get my personal training license.
Yes.
And so I feel like that fundamentally, I learned so much more from that than I did and with like reciprocal inhibition and all those different things and working together. And I love that I can prescribe exercises to people. But what would you recommend new therapists now? If they get these personal trainer licenses, they've been through massage school, what would you say should be like the ultimate goal with their practice, and like the ultimate, what is your advice to a lot of these new people that are coming in? Because so many of us here have only been doing this for a couple of years.
That's hard. I think if you want to be in this sector, right, where you're really actually trying to help clients with pain and injury, I think, of course, first and foremost is understand what your scope is, right? We've talked a lot in this class about what truly is the massage therapy scope. And anytime you start to step into an area of overlap, you need to make sure that you are not portraying yourself as something that you're not. And I think, like, a lot of us, I know I all the time get mistaken as a physical therapist, and I'm very quick to correct people and say, I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a physical therapist. I am a strength and conditioning specialist. I can use exercise to help you, but I'm not using exercise to treat you.
Definitely.
And I have manual techniques that I can utilize because of my massage therapy license, but I'm also not using manual techniques to treat you. And so I tell people when they step into this, get real clear on your scope of practice and how you talk about your scope of practice, so you don't ever put yourself in trouble and you also aren't fraudulent and giving people the wrong impression about what it is that you do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that. One last thing. So I really promote a lot of therapists doing their shadow work first. I feel like the mental aspect of this is just so immense in order for us to excel at that next level, just because we are pouring in emotions and we're exchanging energies with people. How do you maintain alignment through all this? Because obviously you're juggling a lot of balls.
I'm not sure that I do maintain alignment.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that I am you know, I think we all have growth and we all have work that we gotta put into. I think for me, I constantly reflect on what is my mission here, and I fully believe that I am uniquely talented in conveying information.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're skilled at this.
I'm a communicator. I may not be the smartest person in the room, I may not know everything, but I have found that I have the ability to communicate and convey complexity in a way that I can get multiple people to understand it, and I can say it in different ways. And so I think I have a unique talent to communicate. I think I have a love and a passion for and understanding humans and wanting to help humans. And in my own time, my free time, that's usually what I'm doing, is I'm learning more about the human body, the human experience, the human mind. And the intersect between those two things, in my opinion, as well as mixing my other talents in education, is coming into this education space, right? Like getting other people who want to do this kind of work, bringing them up, and trying to convey the complexity that is the thing that we're doing in the human body, but in a way that makes it digestible for people and applicable and practical. And like, you can take this and you can go and you can use it. And so the way that I stay aligned, if we want to call this aligned, because again, I don't know that my life is that balanced, but it's coming back to that like core mission of like, what am I here to do?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thank you so much again. It was good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Conrad. Thank you.
Thank you.
He asked me some good questions.
I did not really. I hope